All right, folks, welcome once again, everybody, to the recruiting show here with Christian McCollum. And we talked last week about we're going to start looking at some of the 2024 commitments and their senior film. And so we've been able to watch some of it. Obviously, we're not going to get all of it up there. We're kind of, I guess, at the mercy of whoever wants to put their film up. But we did get some good film to check out today. And this was, I mentioned it last week. This is a guy that I thought really, really improved from his junior to senior year, and that's Karson Hobbs. He's a 6'1", 180-pound cornerback from Archbishop Moeller High School in Cincinnati, certainly the famed high school. And when I watched his junior film, I thought, this guy is long. He's got long arms. You could tell he was kind of learning the position, but you could see that he was an explosive player, a guy who was just going to get a little bit bigger and faster. And once he kind of, developed some skills as far as his technique, I knew he was going to be a pretty darn good player. But Chris, I got to tell you, man, I watched his junior or his senior film, and man, I was just blown away. I really was. Very, very impressed. If you remember last year, I was very impressed with Christian Gray. I felt like, man, that guy really improved as a senior as well. And I know that Christian Gray was ranked a little bit higher than what you see in Karson Hobbs. But I'm telling you, man, I really think that Karson Hobbs has just as much talent and maybe even a little bit more than Christian Gray. He's just a tremendous athletic dude, and he can get up. And we're going to show, if you're watching the film right now on that we're showing here, he just does a great job of using his length and mirroring the wide receiver. And there's just so much to like about his game. And to me, it's interesting because when you look at some of the guys that they've gotten, like when we would watch Ben Morrison on film, Chris, we'd look at him and we say, okay, well, I can see where they're at. Will this guy be fast enough? Will he be? That was kind of my only question with Ben Morrison. Did he have the ability to run with the best players in the country? And it's like Mike Mickens is this crazy, guru who can just find these kind of diamonds in the rough and just knows how their bodies are going to develop. And I think they got a real steal in Karson Hobbs. What do you know about him and Notre Dame's interest in what they liked about him?
Yeah, so if you remember, Notre Dame came on really quick, like early last fall. He had been committed to South Carolina early, and Notre Dame invited him up for a game, and it was clear, they were serious, and if he came up, he would probably leave with an offer. And so, whenever a kid's committed to a school and takes another visit, they're serious. But as far as Karson Hobbs go, now this is a kid that grew up a Notre Dame fan, and not just like, oh, Notre Dame's the team I root for, like die-hard fan. The house is decked out in Notre Dame stuff. So it was such a thrill to get invited up there. Then when he was offered, it kind of was clear Notre Dame was going to become the leader. And so this is really long before any of these clips, long before, the last year's full junior film, he's a guy they spotted right away. And coming out after watching all these senior films, Notre Dame likes a couple things. Number one is the overall competitive spirit. Like they love the way he plays. They love how hard he plays. And number two, he made his biggest plays and biggest impact in the biggest games. So Notre Dame was really, really impressed with that and the way he steps up to the, when it matters most. He's not afraid of the moment. And you can see that in these clips. I'm like, this is a confident cornerback that you're watching here.
There's no question about it. And the thing that I like the most about him, as you mentioned, is his competitiveness. There's a clip later down here towards the end here that we'll get to where they're showing some of his run support plays. And he's outside playing his responsibility, and there's a big long run inside, and he chases it down, and you see the effort that he goes to, and you see his ability, his top end speed, and you're like, wow, this guy is really somebody who is playing hard. This might be the play. Is it this one, or it might be the next one? I think it's the next one. So, but yeah, the guy has a tremendous amount of athleticism and can be, a guy that is going to grow into one heck of a corner, I believe. I think it's this one right here, the play I was talking about. Yeah, this is it specifically. But look, he's way the heck behind this guy and just keeps running. Look at that effort and the speed to get down there and just pull that guy down. That's the kind of competitiveness you need to succeed at this level. I love this tackle here too, because hey, here he's showing, hey, I'm not afraid to hit somebody. And I just love the way this guy plays, and I think he's going to be a really talented player for Notre Dame when it's all said and done. Chris, the other thing that I think helps Notre Dame here as well is that obviously a lot of these coaches are from Cincinnati and they have a relationship, that they've built and with that group of coaches in that area. And there's certainly a lot of good football players that come through there. So I think that this is they probably got in a little bit early on this guy. And boy, I really think they got quite the steal on this guy when it's all said and done. Now, Chris, there were 5 plays I wanted to go through, and I know you've kind of queued them up. And let's get to this first play. Hit pause real quick if you could. Well, it's probably too hard to do that now. But the thing I like about this, again, there was such good recognition here. Great recognition. All right, he's playing his responsibility, and then he goes up and he climbs the receiver there and knocks the ball down. That's what you want to see in a corner, right? You want to see a guy who recognizes, takes that play, and then goes up over the corner and knocks the ball down, or the receiver and knocks the ball down. Love this play. I think this shows the kind of technique and teaching he's had and his ability, athleticism to do it. All right, let's move to play 2 here, Chris. Love this play 2. Great. No, this is the one that is picked. Okay, or should have been picked. So, again, great anticipation as far as where the ball is going to be, and does a great job. Here you want the sideline is your friend here. So when you're playing, you see him kind of pushing and everything. That really limits where the quarterback can throw the football. So you always got to play that sideline and use that sideline as your friend over there, and does a great job. Breaks on the ball, comes in there, probably should have picked. That should have been a pick 6. Did not happen, but that's why he's a corner and not a receiver, I guess. So, but, man, you could just see his anticipation of the way he plays. So, all right, let's move on to the next play, Chris.
I think he redeems himself with this one in terms of hands.
Yeah, this is beautiful. All right. So great double move here, but this is important. See, the thing that's important here, and this is where they talk about corners and their ability to turn their hips, right? He's in back pedal here. Out of his run here, all back pedal, stops on the bite, and then has to flip his hips there, and then has the ability to go up and get the football. That is Deion Sanders level defensive back play. I mean, that's just not many guys can stop like that and then turn and twist and then come up and make a play like this. And you can just see he can climb the ladder, got those big long arms. That's an elite corner there. That's something that you want to see. And so that play right there got me really excited, the ability to kind of turn his hips, when things were going bad and make the play. All right, let's move on to play 4 here. Okay, love this play here. This is great. All right, look at that. Punch off the line of scrimmage, knocks the guy off his route. All right, scramble, keep your guy in front of you, mirror him, and then go try and make the play. But right here, the way this works is this punch right here, boom, right off the line, throws a guy off his route. So now he can't get in the route, and then he's using the sideline again, driving him into the sideline, so there's no opportunity there for him to actually make a play. Great corner play here. Excellent, excellent. And then he mirrors, see the quarterback scrambling, looking for the ball, jumps in front of the ball. Should have been an interception. Didn't happen, but he got, it would have been if he didn't get crunched there. But that's perfect play. That's what you want to see right there from a corner.
And if you check it out here, Mike, this is 4th and 5.
Oh, was it?
Backed up. So this is probably like the fourth quarter. This is probably, why are you going for it on 4th and 5 from your own 20? This is probably like a money play. You know what I mean? And that you can bet that's probably their number 1 receiver. Quarterback's looking for him.
Oh, absolutely.
And he is blanketed. He's with them the entire time. And this is what I kind of talked about how confident he is. This is a confident cornerback playing that. He's not scared at all, like you said, to go, bump him right off the line of scrimmage. He's not scared when he's running. He's right there in his hip pocket the entire time. And I don't think he has any idea that he's about to run it in right here. Yeah. And he ends up going with him and then undercutting it to make a play.
Well, and the hardest thing too is to kind of mirror that and know where that guy is going, while still looking at the quarterback to try and pick the ball off. So, he's kind of mirroring his receiver there and watching the quarterback as well. And just really, that's such great instincts for a corner. So love to see that play. All right, let's move to the last one here. Love this play as well. Okay, this is what you got. This is what you really got to like here. And if you watch here, the receiver gets a nice job, a swim move there to get by him. And so he gets a pretty good release there, but he's right there in his hip pocket the entire way, and right on his hip. And so there's really nowhere to throw this ball. Reaches out there, knocks it down. Now, I was going to ask him, if we had him on the show, hey, you got your arm wrapped there? I don't know. Did you get away with one? But hey, you're not trying if you're not cheating, the way I look at it. So, but I'm telling you, that's a big time play. And the nice thing about it is he I wouldn't say he got beat, but the guy got a little bit more of a release than you'd like to see there. But man, what great coverage there, and the ability to come back and battle and just knock that ball down. So, and if you watch his entire film, Chris, there's, these are only 5 that I picked out because I just wanted to point out the things that I liked when I watched it. But literally every play you could put on here and you could say, wow, that's what you want to see a cornerback do. And, so many times, Chris, will see these highlight films and you'll see these interceptions and it's like, well, that was just a terrible throw, right? Mm-hmm. That was just a terrible throw and the guy just happened to be there. All of his clips are him actually playing outstanding football, where a lot of other guys' clips that you'll watch and you're just like, okay, well, he got lucky because he was in the right place at the right time. So I love this guy. I think he's got a lot of potential, and I think Notre Dame got a steal. This guy, in my opinion, is easily a 4, if not a high 4-star player, because he's at least 6 foot. I don't know if he's 6'1", but with those long arms, he plays like he's 6'1", that's for sure. And, going to get bigger, but also just the ability to turn his hips. This is a guy that I think is going to be a tremendous player for Notre Dame. Very excited about him.
So I spoke with Carson. We had a long conversation last week, and we got into a lot of stuff. And one of the things I asked him was, how'd you get better this year? What are you better at? And what his answer was patience. He became a lot more patient as a player. And, he admitted as a sophomore and a junior, things were moving very fast for him. And it was hard to kind of keep everything straight. And you can see that when you watch the film. He's a very, very patient player. And that goes hand in hand, like I said, with the confidence factor there. He doesn't rush, he doesn't panic, and he can't do that as a corner. Mike, I got one more clip. This is my favorite clip in case we had time. So
sure,
this is my favorite clip here. Again, he's aggressive and he's patient.
I agree.
He's just going. Look at him. He's just going by this trash. He's with this play has no chance.
He has like 3 or 4 of those just like that.
For sure.
They just totally whiff on the block, and he's just anticipating where it's coming, and just great play. I mean, this is obviously this receiver's supposed to block him. I don't know what 12 was doing there, but it certainly didn't do a very good job of it. But just knowing where it's going and the ability to get around there, great.
I'm guessing 12 has never faced a corner that's that close to the receiver the entire time.
Yeah.
Right. So 12 is probably expecting this corner to be a yard back.
Yeah.
And he's like, just beats him to the inside. And that offensive lineman that's pulling has probably never seen the corner in the play. So that's not his guy. He's never had to block the corner before when he's coming out here, and he barely sees him. And it's like, what the heck? But this, again, I think, patience and confidence go hand in hand, and then they allow you to play aggressively.
Yeah. This guy's going to be a good player, folks. I'm excited about him. And again, I think Mike Mickens does a great job of identifying talent. And then, once these guys show up, I think you're going to find out these are pretty good players. And really looking forward to watching Leonard Moore. Hopefully we get some senior film of him. I have not seen it yet, but I'd like to see some of his too. I was really high on him. I think he's more of a boundary corner. I don't think he has as much, fluidity in his hips and top end speed as Karson Hobbs does. But the anticipation and his ability to kind of dissect what is going on is elite. So I wanted to see if maybe he got a little bit more athletic this year, because if he did, wow, the sky's the limit for him too. So, but we wanted to talk about our first guy. We got Karson Hobbs out there. I don't know. Hopefully we can get Aeneas Williams next week. Maybe do that one. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, folks, that's going to be it. These clips are going to be short because there's not a whole lot of film, but we just want to talk about the senior film and things that we like and where we see them where they've improved. So hope you enjoy that. We'll be back next week, and we'll probably do Aeneas Williams next week.